What's going on, everybody? RJ with RJ's Trades. Let me show you my favorite 4 stocks to watch this week. Let's get right into it, man. You always got to start with SPY. You want to start with SPY and QQQ because it gives you an overall view of what you think from the markets. And we do top-down analysis because you're looking from the mountain looking down on the field, right? You don't want to go trading without knowing the overall temperature of the markets and understanding the overall direction. So when we look at SPY here, there are two main levels that we need to watch out for. Really one, to be honest, but I'll say two. So on Friday, if you ever wanted to see a bullish candle, this is one. All right. This is the most bullish type of candle you can get. And it came after we retested this all-time high. I'm not sure how this thing got pushed up like that. This happened after I stopped looking on Friday. So after the market closed on Friday, I came back and looked and I said, oh my God, I didn't even see that this happened. But as for upside, we need to break and hold 531. So we are about $4 away from that, which that is a little bit, but it can come pretty fast. For me, I'm not really looking to play it super heavy at all until we break 531. Why do I say that? When you look at 531 right here, look at all of this resistance right here that we have, right? Look at all this resistance. Okay. So what we're looking for is for it to break this and for it to retest for us to take a day trade up to the highs, right? So what are the highs right now? Almost 534. So is $3 enough for you to make profit on SPY? Of course it is. All right. So what you're looking for as far as upside is this right here, right? So we're looking for it to break, come back and retest, and we're looking to take it up to the highs. All right. That is exactly what we're looking for. It's pretty simple. We're watching that 531 because this is the key level. I love to trade at the key levels because that is going to tell you where the buyers and sellers are sitting. You want to see if the buyers or sellers win at this point. All of this stuff in between is honestly just noise. I like to catch the big move. Okay. As far as downside, I don't think we're gonna get some downside. I think we might have some upside this coming up week just because of how this candle played out right here. Unless it was some news, I think we might have some bullish flow this week in the markets. So that's SPY. I'm looking forward to break 531. Let's see. Another stock I'm watching this week. We got Apple, right? So Apple is in one of my favorite chart patterns right here. So Apple is in what you call a bullish pennant pattern. Okay. So what does this pattern mean? And what is this pattern? This pattern is a triangle pattern. It is a pattern that can tell you that a stock has a probability of breaking towards the upside and continuing from the direction from which it came. So if we look here, we see we have this run up. Things don't go up forever. On this pullback, we formed a triangle or a pennant. Now, what's important about these chart patterns is to understand what are the chart patterns actually telling you. This chart pattern called a pennant is actually telling you that there is indecision on the stock right now. You see how you have this trend line here that you are making higher lows, but this trend line from the top, you're making lower highs. That's contradicting, right? So why do we think it's bullish? Because the overall market is bullish, and also that was the direction from which it came. Okay, that is why it's a bullish pennant pattern. Okay, so think about what we got. We're expecting upside from SPY, and now we have a bullish pattern with Apple. That's how you got to think about this stuff. Once you get your thesis of if you think the market is going to be bullish or bearish, you need to be looking then, okay, if the market is bullish, you want to take advantage of the stocks that are already bullish. Okay. Take advantage of the stocks that are already bullish, or you want to take advantage of the stocks that have very good A+ bounce setups. All right. That's the key. Okay. So for Apple here, we got two levels that I am worried about for upside. This 192.95, pretty much 193. We need to break this. Okay. And if we break that, I do expect us to possibly trend up to 196. That doesn't mean it's going to happen in a day, but this is the level that you can expect Apple to give you some movement if we break above. But let's think about why. Why do we expect Apple to move above here? For one, it's a pattern. So if it breaks out of this pattern, we expect it to move to the upside and continue what it was doing before. Secondly, this is a key level. When key levels get broken, you expect volume to come in. You expect it to try to go to the next level. So not only do you have the market in its direction, not only do you have the pattern, you also have the level. So you have three things that's saying, okay, this thing could go up. All right. So we're going to use the same exact entry strategy. We're going to wait for it to break and for it to retest that 193 level to take it to the upside. Okay. So that is Apple. I love Apple this week. Another stock that I love this week. This one we've actually already played, and we just been kind of waiting to play it again. And this week is probably going to be the week to do it. Shopify. Shopify right here. It's a little bit like a falling wedge, a little bit. But the thing that I want to show you guys is this right here. This is called bullish divergence, right? So when you have a stock price making lower lows, but you have the RSI making higher lows, you see how this trend line here and this trend line here is like opposite of each other. This is called bullish divergence. And when you see this, it usually means that a stock has a very good probability to pop up. Okay. But the hard part is saying, okay, where do you expect it to pop up at though? Because you got all of this in here and it hasn't popped up yet. Where is it going to pop up? That's the hard part, right? So the best way that I found out, okay, where do I expect it to pop up is saying, okay, well, where's the next level that it needs to break? If I'm looking here and I can just see that all up in this 59 area, all up in this 59 area right here has been a little bit of a resistance, right? So really, I would prefer to see us break 59.7. I would say 59.7. I would say that. Especially if we start getting up near 60, it's probably going to go. All right. Now, but you have to also look at how far can this thing go. First place I would target, number one on the swing here, is back at this high up here, around 64. But the thing is, look at what you have. Look at what you have right here. You have a gap from 64 all the way to 75. So if we're thinking about, let's say 60 to be conservative, let's say we get in at 60 and you was to catch this thing and ride it up to 75, I can't even imagine how much those contracts would be up, depending on which one you get. Right. So this is a plus setup. Remember that I said earlier, you need to find stocks that are either bullish already or stocks that have a plus bounce setup. And this is one. All right. So watch Shopify. Last but not least, this is probably my least favorite for the week. But it's really sneaky. It's really sneaky. And that is Tesla. So Tesla right here is super, super interesting. This is also in a triangle pattern, right? So we see higher lows being made, but we also see lower highs being made. So there's indecision. This thing can still go either way. And let me tell you why. This can still go either way simply because it's in between two key levels, right? So we know that the pattern tells us, this triangle pattern tells us that there's indecision, but the stock is also in between two key levels. So what do? You wait for it to break either this level or this level. You honestly could probably catch it a little bit before, but a conservative approach would be for it to wait to break this or this. So under 173, you could possibly look at puts if the market is weak. But especially if we start breaking 187.5, you want to look at calls, right? Next level above 187.5 is 198. And if we start to break that into the 200s, Tesla's gonna go. So yeah, those are my 4 stocks for the week, man. I hope this makes sense. We're gonna make some money off these things. We'll be back to update it.